caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the
I have a different parenting style than most people, okay?
You don't say. Happy Monday, my lovies. This is an old video, and it's all about Shannys parenting style. Enjoy.
I am not the typical parent. I didn't want to be the typical parent. I guess you could say, very hippie in my parenting ways.
Would you describe it as a hands-off kind of parent? Kind of do what you want kind of parent?
And I did it for the purpose because how I was raised was very strict. My mom had an idea of who she thought I was, and she tried to push me, manipulate me, and shame me to be this person. Well, I grew up and very much realized I ain't this person who she wants me to be. And I've gotten a lot of punishment for it, a lot of grief for it, a lot of sorrow for it, a lot of pain for it, to trying to get approval of a parent who wants me to be someone I am not. And I tried so hard to be this person. I'm not that person. I'm never going to be that person. So when I decided to have my sons, I decided...
I don't think Shanny did a whole lot of family planning, if you know what I'm saying.
a whole different parenting approach than what I was born as. My parenting approach is I have no expectations for my sons. I have no standards.
Okay, rule number 1, 0 expectations, 0 standards from your children. Expect nothing, teach them nothing, don't, just let them be. Just expect absolutely nothing from them.
For them, I allow them to be who they want to be and express what they want to express, to experience life the way how they want to experience life. I decided to do that for them and give them that sacrifice.
What sacrifice? You have sacrificed nothing for those kids. You wouldn't sacrifice anything for anyone on this planet.
Of what I see in my sons. And it's funny because I really don't have much expectations for my sons other than I just want them happy in life.
So I have no expectations for my children. I hope they just figure it out and they're just happy in life. With 0 guidance from their mother, their only real parent they had left. Just have no expectations and just hope that they end up happy.
Something my mom never wanted me to be is happy and content.
Oh, I don't believe that at all. I think Betty wanted you to be happy very much. And I watched her love all over you and tell you how much she loved you.
But I want happiness and content. I want my sons to be happy and content, you know? And I very much love them for who they've become as people, you know? Because it's like, when I had my sons, I looked at my sons as flowers, you know what I mean? I wanted to see what kind of flower my son would be, you know? How would he bloom, you know what I mean? How would he bloom up to be? But I wanted to do it with very little manipulation or influence or...
Shanny's parenting style is what's ever easiest for her. She could dress it up with all this, I just want them to be flowers and bloom and on their own, and I don't want to influence them too much and blah. No. Don't get it mistaken. It's what's easiest for her. Hands off, do what you want, become who you want, because it's easier for me than to have to parent you. That is basically her parenting style. Laid back, hippie style, laying in bed, playing video games, and not even letting them in the room if they had to come in and talk to you about something. That is Shanny's parenting style, and it sucks very, very much. Very, very much. It's absolutely terrible, but this is how she parents kids.
Or anything on them, you know what I mean? I wanted to see how they would grow without my input, you know what I mean? I want to see how God intended these 2 beautiful young men to be.
Did you hear that? No input. She wanted to raise her kids with zero input and see what God turned them into. Zero input.
You know what I mean? So I put little influence in them, you know. What I did do, though, whenever they felt sad, I was there for them. Whenever they were hurt, I was there for them. Whenever they...
Oh, really? You were there for them? Were you there for them when Jason did what he did to Zachary? No, you weren't there. You just let that mother effer right back into the house, didn't you? Didn't care how it affected Zachary or William at all.
Needed someone to talk to. I was there for them, you know, as a friend, you know, someone to look up to. And you know, when they have a problem, they come to me and they talk to me. Like, how many 14-year-olds you know, when your son has a problem, they go up and they talk to you. Like, it's chill.
My teenage son comes to talk to me all the time about the things going on in his life, and I'm very close with my children and very close with my teenage son. However, I am not his friend. I am his mother. I am not here to be his friend. I'm here to support him and love him and guide him, but I'm not here to be his friend. And that's the difference. Being your children's friend doesn't work.
You know, and if they get rowdy, guess what I do? You know, if they get rowdy, you know, they get loud, they get boisterous. It's like, all right, come on in, let's have a chat. What's going on? Let's talk this shit out, man. And I taught my sons how to talk shit out compared to like what other people's parenting methods is. And that's like yelling and screaming at them. And
every single time those kids even came into your bedroom, you told them that filming was in process and they had to leave. So spare me.
You know, spanking them or, you know, giving them the timeouts and shit. Nah, man. Me and my sons, we come in here and we talk it out. We talk it out. You know?
So what did you do when they were toddlers and they couldn't talk it out? You didn't do timeouts? They got nothing happened if they did something they shouldn't?
You know, therapy time, you know what I mean? We'll talk it out, you know? And I put very limited opinions or anything on them because I want to see how they grow. I want to see how my sons are unmanipulated by a parent. Because I was so manipulated as a child from my mom. You know, I was so manipulated over a lot of things.
Oh, I know. It's all about you and what you went through and your terrible childhood and your terrible parents. Yeah, they seemed absolutely awful.
Right? So I chose not to have that parenting style. I chose to have a total like free, like hippie, like parenting style. And to me, it works. My sons are respectful. They come to me whenever they're in need. They tell me like whatever problems they have, you know, and I'm allowed to see how they bloom. You know, I'm allowed to see how they bloom. I'm like seeing what...
Hey, Shanny, how about that time that William and Zachary were both crying, saying, we're crying because we don't want him back here, meaning Rev, and you let him right back in? What
kind
about
of flowers they are. Like, Zachary, he's so cool, man. He's like this big, giant, like, information center where he knows every fact about Mario or, like, scary movies or, like, all this other stuff. Like, he has all this information factory in him, and he loves plushies, and it's really cute. And then William, he's this amazing, like gamer / game developer. Like, my son makes the most incredible freaking RPGs that I've ever seen. And I'm like, he's like, I'd love to tell you this concept he's doing, but he wants to keep it a secret right now. But it's like the coolest concept I heard, because it's like, dude, you probably should get a hold of the developers and they...
Bro, you should probably get a hold of those developers. If you see a talent in your son and your son wants to do this is his dream and he's talented at it, why doesn't big old mom step in and contact the developers, considering he's a child? Why doesn't mom help her child flourish into what he wants to do when he's an adult? Did you ever do anything for William to help him get started in that? Because... what else do you have to do? Why not, Miss, I want to see my children flourish into flowers? Well, why don't you help them out, Shannon? Why don't you give them a little help, Mom of the Year?
Probably will. Of that game.
It looks like
I think they'll take it.
what he showed us.
Yeah,
exactly.
and pay him for the game, man.
Definitely. They would, I think.
He's that freaking cool, man. Like,
Because that franchise hasn't made money probably in a long time.
Yeah, and I never tried to influence my sons in religion either. I didn't want to do that. I made that decision a long time ago. Now,
You freaking liar. There's literally a video of you talking about Jesus with your children, and you asked, did mommy tell you to say this? And I think it was Zachary that said yes. I mean, no. You definitely pushed religion on them. You're such a liar. We've seen it. Don't make videos if you can't remember what you said in them.
to influence them on religion. I wanted to see where they would be if I didn't like put that on them. You know what I mean? And believe it or not, they're Christian. They believe in Jesus. You know.
Your name online is Shanny for Christ. All you two talk about is the revelations and the Bible and this and that. Of course they're Christians. And yes, you did force it on them, 100%.
They believe in Jesus because they have a relationship with Jesus, not because I was, forcing my values upon them. You know what I mean? That's exactly it, Phoebe. You can lead them without manipulating. Exactly. Exactly, man.
I'm confused on why she keeps using the word manipulated. I don't know where. I've never had to manipulate my children. I've never really heard of that. I don't know what she means by that. Manipulate them to do what exactly?
Like, is this the son that came out? Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm so proud of him, though, man. He's so cool. Like, he's so cool. Honestly, I think he has a boyfriend, but he's not telling me. But that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, so your kids come to you to talk to you about personal things. You have such a tight relationship, but he didn't tell you if he had a boyfriend or not, and you just told the whole internet? Good job, Mom. Good job. I'm sure he will appreciate that for decades to come.
Okay, he can have that. Because when I was his age and I started, digging a little in the romance, my mom would always give me this big giant freaking interrogation and make an experience that should be really sweet and innocent into a trial. And how dare you do this to me? And it's like,
what the hell? It's abusive.
Yeah, always.
It's abusive, Jason says. Maybe she just didn't want you to get knocked up too early. Did you ever think of that? No, because you don't have daughters, but I would guess that would be her worry.
Shame for normal fucking kid shit, So I'm just proud of my sons, man, and I'm proud how I raised them, and I don't give a fuck what someone says, you neglect your kid. I don't give a fuck about that because I know I don't. I'm there for them whenever they're in need.
Then where would anyone get the idea that you neglected them? Why would people say that if they didn't see that? Because that's what you showed.
But then again, I allow them to be free to be who they want to be without being an asshole about it.
You're like a guide on the rudder, that's it. You're
Yeah.
like a ship in the sea, and you're a guide, you're a rudder, a guide.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a perfect parent, really.
Thank you.
Yeah, you do it right.
Thank you.
Yep.
They're just the ship and you're just the buoy on the back. You're the perfect parent. Perfect parent, Shannon. Yeah, you are the perfect parent. You are the ideal parent. And that's why your kids were taken from you by CPS. They were like, oh, there's too much perfect parenting going on here. We have to step in. Too much perfect parenting. Too much.
Oh.
True.
I love my parenting style because it's chill, it's relaxed, it gives you time, and it doesn't you don't have that constant paranoia and anxiety, oh my god, my child isn't doing what they're supposed to be doing, oh my god,
Yeah.
You have to be worried about what your children are doing at all times. A, because we live in a dangerous world. B, because you want them to be aware of their surroundings. And C, because you want them to do the right thing so they turn out to be good adults, successful adults. Don't roll your eyes at it. Wanting your kids to do the right thing is not being a bad parent or too much of a parent. It's exactly what you need to do. Oh, God.
no, your child is doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're being themselves, but you're decided not to let them be themselves. So you're actually taken away from what God intended, dumbass.
Is that funny? Is that funny? Do you think God just decided, like, yeah, have some kids and just let them be. Let's let them grow. Don't teach them anything. Don't do anything with them. Just let them be who they're going to be. I'm sure that was God's plan. Children are to be guided and cared for by their parents until they are ready to leave the nest. That is how it works.
Really, Joe? Exactly, spicy pepperoni. All you can do is support them and not choose their paths. Yeah, man. Thank you, Sock It To Me, man. Thank you. Thank you for all the wonderful words, guys. You know, I don't see anything wrong with my parenting style. You know, most people don't see anything wrong with my parenting style.
Oh, is that so? No one sees a problem with your parenting style? I think a lot of people do, including CPS. I don't know where you're getting this from, but oh, Lord, Shanny. A lot of people have mentioned how you treat your children. Many people for many years.
Because it's fair. It's a fair parenting style. And it's a lot better than what other parents do in their parenting style. You know?
Who are you to say other people's parenting styles are wrong, but yours is the right way? Unless people have their own way of raising their children. You don't get a say in that. You only get a say in your own.
Like, you could be that dad who, like, pushes his son to be a football player. Yeah, but your son's miserable. Your son feels disregarded in his feelings. Your son doesn't feel like he's being who he wants to be. I hate to say it, parents, but your kids are people too. They're just not your little puppets that you grow up and marionette away, you know? Your kids are people too. Treat them like that, man.
You are such a fool. You are such a foolish woman to come on this platform and have the audacity to tell people how to raise their kids.
Yeah, we got a heart in a box for them. I couldn't help being that mom who was just gushing with excitement and all that. Yeah, man. Like I said at the beginning of this, I'm just a parent who wants to see how her child blooms the way God intended it compared to how I want it to be.
So if that's your belief system, then God would have influence on them anyway, right? So it would be your job to teach them right and wrong and to teach them how to be, regular members of society. That's on you, not on God. God's already in their lives according to you. They have a relationship with God. So what is your job exactly? Just to birth them and then see what happens? Crapshoot? Sounds like it.
But then again, I just want them to be happy. That's the only expectation I want from them. It's happiness. You know, if it makes you happy, do it. You know, live your life happy. You know, because I didn't have a happy life. But at least I'm giving that to my kids. And I think that is something my parents didn't give me, but I definitely will give to my kids. And I think it's the right way, really. And they know they're loved. Because we say we love each other multiple times a day. And, it's a good household to be in.
It's a good house to be in. We tell each other we love each other all the time. Those kids were found filthy, they were found underweight, and they were found neglected. So how hands off can you possibly fucking be, Shannon? But you just keep letting them bloom into those flowers you want them to
when
be.
Everyone's working together, you know what I mean? You don't have to force your opinion onto your kids. That's that's really, seriously, as a child who grew up in an environment like that, please stop doing that to your kid. Please stop trying to force your kid to be something they don't want to be. Please stop invalidating your child's feelings when they're saying they feel a certain way.
Turns out, false alarm, he wasn't looking at the porno. His pants fell down, and his brother saw his ass crack. And his brother's always trying to get him in trouble, so he narked at him and said that he mooned his brother. And I don't get why kids are always arguing with each other all the time. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I will never get it.
Do this. I'm tired of being shown on the internet.
Look at that smile she's got on her face.
And I don't understand why the kids kids are crazy right now. Anyway, motherhood is fantastic. My sons are turning into men and becoming big bullhards. So that's great. When the hormones kick in, like William, he's... I gotta stop talking about him. She doesn't like it.
Something to say about it. It's right fast.
Anyway, teenagers. He's turning 12, so now he thinks he's like knows everything. And all I get like grunts, and now he's like getting so like everything I do embarrasses him. Everything I do.
Almost 12 is 11, which is not a teenager. He's not a teenager, moron.
Embarrasses him. Like, Mom, I don't want you to go into my school. Why not? Because. Okay. Mom, why do you have to go in the grocery store with me? What? Everything I do embarrasses him. And I know
This is going to sound harsh, but maybe it's because you are a 5'9", 400-pound woman who doesn't bathe or take care of herself. Maybe that's why he doesn't want to be seen in public with you. Okay? Maybe it has nothing to do with his age and how you take care of yourself and how you present yourself. Because my son is 15 and he isn't embarrassed to go anywhere with me. But I also take care of myself and don't embarrass him. So it's a give and take, Shan.
stage. And then there's my youngest, and he's always trying to get his brother in trouble. Like, why are you trying to get your brother in trouble all the time? Like, why? But he doesn't like it when I talk about it, so I'm just going to leave it there. So, motherhood is wonderful.
Fucking ruin people for years.
What am I doing, Will?
I can't tell, but did he say you fucking ruin people for years? Please correct me if I misheard that, but that's what I heard.
William, please let me know. I'm not doing anything. Go away. Go be hormonal somewhere else.
On camera.
I'm not doing anything, William. Just leave me alone.
How about you leave me alone?
I am leaving you alone, obviously.
You're the one who's talking about me on
Okay,
camera.
I'm gonna leave. Someone is going to get in trouble now for yelling at me. 1 minute.
You were saying, Shannon, about your great parenting skills? Go on.
And you say, no, you're feeling this way. Don't do that. That's not fair. It's not right to do, man, because I'll say it again. Your kids are individuals. They are people too. They have feelings too, and it needs to be recognized. It's not about you and what you want. It's what they need to be. You know what I mean?
So when your son was 11 years old and begging you to not put him on the internet and talk about his ass crack being shown, you laughed in his face and then he got in trouble for reacting to what you were doing to him.
My whole life, I needed to just be me. And I felt like I wasn't allowed to be me. But now I can be me without any real consequences of someone telling me not to be me. Which is cool. You know, it's cool to be able to be free of that. To be free and to be like, yeah, now I can be myself. Now I don't have to worry about disappointing someone. I can be who I want to be. I can finally bloom in the flower I need to be, because I've been trying to bloom for a really long time. But, you know, it wasn't safe for me to bloom. Now it's safe for me to bloom, so I'm going to be the flower I should have been compared to the flower everyone wanted me to be.
She's talking about herself. This is all about her as usual. Not about how great her kids are, not about how great her household is. This is about her and her grievances as usual.
But you know, I gave that to my sons first. And that's true sacrifice, bros. That makes me proud of being a parent.
That's true sacrifice, bros. That's what makes her proud to be a parent. Can you imagine, after everything we've seen go on in this house, saying that she's proud to be a parent? And here we are today, and she's not a parent anymore. And I can't imagine why.
All right, go away if you're trying to start drama. You're not welcome here, man. This is a no drama zone. Just know that, bros. It is a no drama zone. All right. No one needs to hear that crap, man. So, anyway, man.
What's the matter, Shanny? Your chat is telling you that everything that's coming out of your mouth is bullshit? Probably.
Are you done? Are you done?
That's exactly what was happening. Getting called out, huh?
Sorry, guys. I'm dealing right now in the comments with man children. My sons are way more mature than you guys do. I'll say that. I'll boast that. My sons don't go around and try to just put wedges in things and just talk like assholes. You know?
Shanny's sons are both really good boys, which has zero to do with her. They just, God just made them that way, I guess, but they are very good children that just needed some help.
Like, your parents must have sucked, man. You know, and not only that, you're teaching your children to have attitudes just as shitty as yours. Like, you should be, like, not proud of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself for acting that way towards someone who's absolutely doing nothing to you. That's right, Joe the Cat. It's 2022, not 1992. Yeah, exactly. Like, come on, man. Anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take away these people's fun, because, you know, they don't deserve to make fun of people. And it's just gross, and I'm just not wasting my time that way. Yeah, colleges also have distant learning now. Mustang. Like, my son, he's probably going to be going to some gaming college. I'm pretty sure of that. Like, and become a game developer. I'm so proud of him over that. Oh my god. You know what? I should get him to talk to my old gaming professor.
That's cool. If you can do that.
Oh, yeah, he's on Twitter all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Did that ever happen, Shannon? Did you ever do anything to support your child's dreams? Did you ever do anything that put you out for even a second? No, you didn't.
That's really cool, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
It's cool.
Because mommy also has some computer skills too, man. I was educated too.
I know.
Well, let's hope that William does more with his education than you did, because you did nothing with whatever education you got in anything, so.
Anyway, peace and Maranatha, folks. Try my parenting style out if you know, see how it works. Because you know what? I'd rather watch my child...
try her parenting style out, guys. The worst that can happen is CPS comes and takes them away and gives them to a new family. You know, let your boyfriend kick them around. Let your boyfriend put his hands on them. Don't feed them. Don't pay any attention to them. When they get upset, laugh at them and put it on the internet. Try that out. And then, you know, let us know how it goes. But like I said, the worst thing that can happen is CPS rehomes your children to a new family. Right, Shannon? Mother of the Year, Parenting Style of the Year.
Bloom into the flower it's intended to be, then just be whatever. A little, like, unbloomed thing that's just blowing along in the wind. I don't think so, man. Anyway, guys, have a good one. I love you guys. Peace.
So that was Parenting 101 with Shanny. Listen, I'm not the perfect parent by any means. By any means am I perfect. I would never say I was. We all make mistakes as parents, but I would hope that we would all do the most we can for our kids to support them in their future. That's the goal, to make them, good, hardworking, successful adults. So anyway, I have another video after this one. If I have to go into work for a little while, but if I can get that done quick enough, I'll get the second one up. It's literally 3 days later, and it's a totally different Shanny that we're getting in 3 days, just so you're aware. I won't give too much away, but yeah, I thought this was funny because basically what she's saying is just let your kids do whatever they want, and don't manipulate them or guide them or give them any routine. Don't do any of that, because you're pushing your narrative and what you want on your kids. Raise your kids the way you believe they deserve to be raised. Raise your kids the way you want, as long as you're not hurting them or keeping them from eating. Just like when CPS found Shannon's kids and they were emaciated and they hadn't eaten and they were living in filth and they hadn't been bathed. Don't do that. Don't do that. But do what's best for you and your family. Nobody gets the right to say you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, especially this woman. Especially this woman. This woman doesn't have a leg to stand on, doesn't have an osteo knee to stand on. But I'm going to start working. I'm going to start getting ready for work. And then I'm going to start working on the second video, and I will have that up for you today. Please hit the like on the way in or the way out if you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment. I love your comments. I still have a ton to get to, but I will get to them all, I promise you. But I love reading them, and I like to give you all an actual response. So I will also try to do that today. But I will talk to you guys soon. I love you guys. Bye.
Shit, don't worry, just another day in the same old shit, digging in my pockets, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Shit, but that don't mean that I fall for it.